Hi, how are you? I'm Molly Latchford.
I'm Bob Rice. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So who are you here for?
I'm here to represent some classmates from my sociology class.
Okay. So I'm just going to explain the mediation process before we start. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Perfect. So anything that you say today is confidential without prejudice. It can't be used in litigation or repeated outside this room. However, I may have to write some notes during the process, but they'll be destroyed after. I can only be subpoenaed to rely on the information if the matters involve child abuse or criminal activity. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm here as a neutral third party, not to make a decision, but to help both parties make a win-win solution. This is an opportunity to control the outcome because in court you don't necessarily have that choice. So this might take about 3 hours or longer, depending. Is that all right?
Yes.
I'll be spending my time with each party separately. Anything you say, again, will be confidential, unless you say otherwise. If you have any questions to ask the other party, feel free to write them down. And I just hope that you choose each other with respect. Now, is it okay if I call you by your first name?
Yes.
Okay, and bathrooms are down the hall if you need them, and water, coffee, and tea is provided for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so are you ready to start?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you have the authority to settle for your classmates?
Yes, I do.
That's perfect. Okay, so can you just briefly explain why you're here today?
Okay, so my professor at Carleton we believe is being very discriminating towards males. And we believe that her marking is not accurate.
Okay, so what are your marks like right now?
We just got exam midterms back and they were 70 and lower.
And are they usually higher in all your other classes?
Yes, and all of us, none of us got over 70. And we believe that we should have got a better mark than that.
So do you have a settlement plan, or what do you expect to happen with this professor?
I feel that the professor should be replaced or disciplined, and I do think that her marking should be checked.
So you feel like she just discriminates against all males, or just you and your buddies? Have you seen her discriminate against other males outside the classroom?
Yeah, it's
It's pretty obvious?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So you just want basically a different teacher?
Yes, or for someone to talk to her.
Have you approached her about the situation?
Yes, I have.
What did she say?
She just kind of denied everything.
So, okay. Well, I'll talk to her, see how it goes. Do you have any questions for her? Or any concerns or anything you don't want me to bring up to her?
Well, in our class there has been stuff said by her that has also made us feel this way about white males being negative influences, and I just feel that's really discriminating. And
so you basically feel intimidated to kind of go to her class, nervous?
I feel
guilty for out.
Yes, I feel guilty for being male.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll talk to her. We'll try and come up with a win-win solution. Hopefully it settles both parties' favors. It's nice talking to you.
Okay, thanks. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Bye.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. My name's Molly Latchford.
I'm Bob Rice.
Okay, and who are you here for today, Bob?
Me and my students from Carleton University.
So you and your fellow students, okay. So I'm just going to briefly explain to you the mediation process. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Okay, so before we start, bathrooms are down the hall if you need them, and coffee and tea is provided for you. So anything that you say today is confidential without prejudice. So it can't be used against you in court or litigation or repeated outside this room. However, I may have to take notes during this mediation, but they'll be destroyed after. The only thing I can be subpoenaed to is anything that relates to child abuse or criminal matter. Is that okay with you? Okay. So I'm here as a neutral third party, not as someone to make a decision, but to help you guys have a win-win solution. This is an opportunity to control the outcome because in court you can't. So this process, this mediation process may take 3 hours or more. Is that all right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll be spending my time with each of you guys, and again, anything you say will be confidential unless you say otherwise. If you have any questions, then for the other party, feel free to write them down. I'll give it to them. And I hope they both can treat each other with respect. Is it okay that I call you by your first name?
Yep.
Okay, so I think we're ready to start. Now, do you have the authority to settle? Okay. So do you briefly want to explain to me what brings you here today?
Me and my classmates feel that our teacher is being discriminatory towards us because she says that how all white males have a negative influence, and she's giving us really hard grades because none of us got above a 70, and we're doing well in all our other grades.
Okay, have you ever had this class before?
No.
No, so it's your first time? Okay, so what are your plans to come up with a resolution for you guys?
Well, we'd like for her to be reviewed as a teacher, or
By the school board?
or for her to be fired.
Okay. Have you approached this teacher at all?
Yeah, but she just kind of brushed it off.
Okay, and then do you have anything that you'd want me to say to this teacher on behalf of you and your students?
Maybe just why she's so discriminatory against white males.
Okay, so how do you feel when you go to her class?
Just uncomfortable that we all feel guilty for being white males.
Do you still attend her class every time, or do you kind of hold back?
Still attend, but more hesitant.
Yeah, to like speak up and speak your mind?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go talk to her, and then I'll be back with you. Another question I had. Can't come to mind. So, is there any other teachers teaching this class?
No.
No. So you can't really switch out of it. Okay. Well, like I said, I will talk to her, and I'll get back to you. Nice meeting with you. Bye.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Nicole. Nice to meet you.
Good. Nice to meet you, Sarah. I'm Sam.
Okay, so I want to start off by thanking you for your participation in the mediation and the chance to reach a positive outcome. This is a confidential and informal process without prejudice, so that anything said cannot be used in litigation. I can't be subpoenaed to relay information except for matters of child abuse and criminal activity. I might need to take notes during the course of mediation, but they will be destroyed at the end. I want to explain my role. I'm here to make a decision. I'm here as a natural third party. I have no interest in either party. I will help both parties guide the process to achieve a win-win solution instead of a potential win-lose, as in a courtroom. This is an opportunity for you to control the outcome, whereas in court you will not have the opportunity. This could take approximately 3 hours, but more time may be necessary. I'll be spending time with each party separately. If I feel the need to clarify an issue, anything you say will not be kept confidential unless you say otherwise. I'll try to spend equal time with both parties. It would be beneficial if we could treat each other with respect, with one person speaking at a time. If you have any questions you'd like to ask to the other party, please feel free to write them down. Maybe we call each other by our first names?
Yeah.
If anyone needs a break for any reason, we can stop. Washrooms are down the hall and coffee and tea has been provided. Would you like to start?
Yep.
Do you have the authority to settle?
Yep.
Okay, so could you briefly explain what brings you here today?
Basically, I'm the director of a shelter, and it's been a success thus far. And Joe Hawkins, he's a candidate for alderpersons in the community. He feels that it's a problem in the community, that it's not making the community safe, and it's actually doing opposite of what I intend for it to do. So basically, he got a clan of people to go against me and start a petition and try to basically end my shelter. So I'm trying to not have it ended.
Okay, so what are the things that are happening that is making it unsafe?
He's saying that there's acts from the homeless people that are inappropriate that are happening in public, but what he doesn't realize is that it's actually helping to lessen the dramatic effects that are happening. Like, there'd be more people doing more bad things in the community if it wasn't for my shelter.
Okay. And has there been any settlement discussion?
Nope, just this so far. I
Okay.
haven't actually spoken directly to him.
And what is your relationship with Joe Hawkins? Have you met him before?
Not really, like we don't know each other.
No? Okay, and tell me how you feel about this issue.
It's just annoying because he thinks that by ending a homeless shelter, it's helping the community, but really that just means all the homeless people are going to be on the street. So if he's trying to make it worth, like money worth, and make the community worth more, you'd think that having a homeless shelter would help make it look better rather than having 15 homeless men on the street.
Okay, and what do you think could be done to make this positive for both of you?
If he wants to be, it seems like he wants to be a part of it since he's campaigning against it. He obviously doesn't feel like, it probably seems to him that he's not doing anything for it, which should make him look bad. So maybe he could join the shelter and help around, and he could have, like, use it for a part of his campaign, because I'm sure someone that's running for something that's also helping with a homeless shelter would look better rather than someone that isn't and is actually trying to end it.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Well, we're going to end there. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
Hi, how are you? Molly
Good,
Wilson.
I just want to start off by thanking you for your participation in the mediation and the chance to reach a positive outcome. This is a confidential and informal process without prejudice, so that anything said cannot be used in litigation. I can't be subordinate to relay information except for matters of child abuse and criminal activity. I may need to take notes during this course of mediation, which will be destroyed at the end. I want to explain my role. I'm not here to make a decision. I'm here as a neutral third party. I have no interest in either party. I will help both parties guide the process to achieve a win-win situation instead of it ending in a potential win-lose as the courtroom. This is an opportunity for you to control the outcome, whereas in court you don't have the opportunity. This could take approximately 3 hours, but more time may be necessary. I'll be spending time with each party separately, and if I feel the need to clarify an issue with caucusing, anything you say will be more confidential unless you say otherwise. When I caucus, I'll try to spend equal time with both parties. It would be beneficial if we could treat each other with respect, with one person speaking at the time. If you have any questions you'd like to ask or the other party, please feel free to write them down. Maybe call each other by our first name.
Yep.
If you need a break, for any reason we can stop. Washrooms are down the hall. Let me know. Coffee, tea has been provided. Would you like to start?
Sure.
Do you have the authority to settle?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you feel about this conflict?
It's very irritating because we discussed it in person and I did everything she had asked and then she went and filed a formal complaint.
Did you believe that you resolved the noise issue when you moved the piano away from the wall?
Yes.
Did you attempt to restrict your hours of playing?
Yes, I did.
How did you feel when you found out that the Wilsons went to the management after you believed to resolve the problem?
I felt betrayed.
Is this affected your relationship with the Wilsons?
Yes, it's very awkward now when I see her. I don't want to talk to her.
So do you think that your future relationship is ruined?
I think it will be ruined if we don't resolve this. And it's just going to be more awkward because she's my neighbor.
What would you like to see happen in this mediation?
Well, I already thought that I'd done everything she had asked. So I don't know why she wouldn't file that formal complaint. So I'm hoping we can just come to a mutual agreement without any hassle. Because my daughter needs to practice for her upcoming tournament in January. The piano is really important to her. And husband.
Do you have any more questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Have a seat. Hey, I'm Shaniqua, and I want to start off by thanking you for your participation in the mediation and a chance to reach a positive outcome. This is a confidential and informal process without prejudice, so that anything said cannot be used in litigation. I can't be subpoenaed to relay information except for matters of child abuse and criminal activity. I might need to take notes during the course of mediation, which will be destroyed at the end. I want to explain my role. I'm not here to make a decision. I am here as a neutral third party. I have no interest in either party. I will help both parties guide the process to achieve a win-win situation instead of ending a potential win-lose as in the courtroom. This is an opportunity for you to control the outcome, whereas in court you don't have that opportunity. This could take approximately 3 hours, but more time may be necessary. I'll be spending time with each party separately if I feel the need to clarify an issue with causing anything you say will not be kept confidential unless you say otherwise. When I canvass, I will try to spend equal time with both parties. It would be beneficial if we could treat each other with respect, with one person speaking at a time. If you have any questions you'd like to ask the other party, please feel free to write them down. Maybe call each other by first names?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your first name?
Molly.
Shaniqua.
Yes.
If anyone needs a break for any reason, we can stop. Washrooms are down the hall. Let me know. Coffee, tea has been provided. Would you like to start?
Sure.
Okay. So, do you see why the music would be bothersome to the Palmers?
I do, but my daughter's been playing piano there for 3 years, and she came to me with a complaint, and we accommodated her request, and then she filed a formal complaint without my acknowledgement.
Okay. What would you suggest that we could do as a solution that both sides win?
Well, as of right now, I moved the piano as she requested, and I set up different times for my daughter to practice her piano lessons, and it's really important for her, so I don't know what else could be rearranged.
You mentioned that it's for something school related, right?
Yeah, she has a tournament coming up in January.
Okay. So do you think that maybe if you spoke to her again, you could figure out a time where Colleen could practice that'd be more acceptable? Like maybe when she goes out for groceries or church or anything, maybe that could be the time that she'd practice?
We did arrange that, and then she still filed a formal complaint.
Oh, so probably it didn't work out the way that
Maybe.
you expected. What about moving Colleen to a different location?
That's just really inconvenient, considering the piano's already at my house. It's just a huge waste of money then.
That's true. So, out of the solutions that we've talked about right now, which would you think would be more possible for me to communicate to her?
Just rearranging times where I move the piano to the other side of the apartment. I don't know what else she expects. No one else had a complaint, so only she has.
Okay. Do you think that could be a win-win situation if she's not present when your daughter is playing the piano? So
I
she
believe so.
can't hear it. So
I
the tree
believe
falls
so.
in the forest. Okay. So I'll get that to her. Do you have the authority to settle?
Yes,
Okay, perfect.
I'm acting on behalf of